Hey everybody, it's Ron Capps. There's a lot of really good questions I've always wanted to ask other drivers, even drivers I competed with and against. This is a perfect opportunity for me to play a reporter and just have some fun, ask some questions that maybe they don't ask in a TV show. So what better place than here on Comp Plus to have a little fun with some other drivers. Wait, Clay, save it for the interview. Don't be giving me all that good stuff before we get talking. You just rattled off some really good stuff, so I want to make you repeat some of it. Now, we're just, I've been telling everybody how bored I am without a race car here, and so we got with Bobby and Comp Plus and thought I'd come around and ask some questions that maybe our TV people don't ask. All right. So, boxers or briefs?
Definitely briefs.
I'm just joking.
Definitely briefs.
I'm glad you answered
Colored
that.
ones, actually.
Okay, that's TMI, but anyway. Hey, I've been asking drivers, and I don't have to compete against you, so you can kind of share this, but I know race weekends for me, early on in my career, I didn't really give a rat's, you know what, what I ate, how much I ate. Don Perdome was pretty on me about making sure I ate good and didn't eat too much at certain times. And this may seem dumb, but there's these kids in junior dragsters and aspiring race car drivers that may want to know what keeps your reaction times up on a long day where you're getting to the final round or even semifinals, and a long day of qualifying. Let's say an Indy weekend. For me, I get up, we have a good breakfast, and then I got these protein bars. I like to sustain my protein without eating a bunch of food in my stomach. So what is your, let's go race day, or even a long weekend. What is your day like, and do you even care?
Well, used to be honest with you, I did not care. And you, like me, we're getting on up in years, and we're competing against these kids out here, you know, and it's getting tougher and tougher. And this is a long answer, I'm sorry. So,
listen, Beckman, you can't outdo Beckman's, trust me, so take your time.
I don't want to outdo Beckman, I promise you. So I met these two young people, and they were students at East Tennessee State University, contacted me through Facebook. Were interested in what happens to my body driving the car. So I was interested in that too. Yes, we have a G meter on the car, but what happens to us? We don't really know. Yeah. So they came out, and I put on this device, looked like a sports bra, to be honest with you. Anyway,
is there any pictures?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll show them to you when Bobby don't have the camera around. Back to that boxer brief thing, right? Colored. Anyway, so these two young people are now doctors, and one's named Dr. Kayla and Dr. Derek. Both can be found online. They're amazingly smart. And so I started asking them, you know, hey, at this point, I was probably 51 years old. I've been working with these guys a couple of years. What can I do to make me better? And I was a firm believer. Golly, I can't believe I'm giving this away. I've worked really hard at this. But I was a firm believer having that hungry feeling made me better. I really believe that. Like, if you're a little hungry, you're kind of on edge, and you know, I'm always so down and don't have energy anyway, you know.
No, listen, Jerry Ruth and Don Perdome sat me down one time. I was driving the Copenhagen car, and that's exactly what they told me. Snake leaned over in that snake way and with Jerry Ruth at dinner, and they said, hey, kid, a lion hunts better when it's hungry. And it took me a minute to think about it, but that's exactly what you're saying.
Well, that's what I believed. And working with Mike Klober, starting my career with Mike Klober, I got a lot of Don Perdome wisdom because that's where Mike kind of came from.
That's right.
So, but Dr. Derek and Dr. Kayla, they started checking my urine and my blood before every run when they were able to come to the races. Again, these are college kids at the time, and so they couldn't come to all the races, but they started checking those things, and they encouraged me, like, try to eat a little something. So, long story short, I now, every time before I get in the car, will either eat a banana or a protein bar. I'm big into the protein bars, just like you. And I'm not eating a meal, but I eat something, which went totally against everything I've done for my entire career. But it makes me better, and they proved it to me. So, bananas, race day. That was your original question. Yeah. Race day. In the morning, I get up, I stretch, move around a lot, go to the gym, maybe hit the elliptical a little bit. And I'm not trying to look like Matt Hagan. I can't. You know what I mean? But I just want to get the blood going. That's my normal Sunday morning thing. I hate it because I'm a late night guy. But I typically get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee.
Same here.
And I'll make my way to the gym, and it's just simply to get the blood going. Get to the racetrack, I typically eat a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
It's an Elvis thing, isn't it?
It's fried, though. He fried. I don't fry them.
Wait, the banana and the peanut butter's fried?
That's how Elvis ate them. Elvis did fried peanut butter and banana. Yeah.
Didn't know that. So you just eat peanut. That just sounds pretty good.
Yeah, peanut butter, banana. At some point early Sunday morning, and then before every time I get in the car, I may be in the staging lanes, but I'll eat a banana or a protein bar. And that's my routine.
How about, I just asked Hagen, too, because he looks like he's about to break the chromoly tubing sometimes. Drinks, sports drinks, the caffeinated ones. I mean, I know Mellow Yellow's our drink. And there's times when I'm going to a final round and it's been a long day, and, man, you take a swig of that in the lanes and you feel like, okay, I'm ready to conquer. And it will, at times, help you reaction-wise time. I can't do that up and down all day thing. But anything for you, any drinks that you do between getting in the car and going to run?
Purely water. And again, that's Derek and Kayla. Was a huge, and I'm not saying this because they sponsored the series, but I was a huge Mellow Yellow drinker. And I mean like in excess, like 8, 10, 12 of them a day. I was never been an energy drink guy, but I drank Mellow Yellows like they were going out of style. And now I'm like you, though. When I get out of the car and they hand me one, I absolutely am going to get a few good drinks out of it. I am. And it does kind of keep you going. But you do want to try to maintain whatever you're feeling. You want to kind of just maintain that for race day especially. Qualifying not nearly as critical, but race day I try to do the same thing. If they hand me a Mellow Yellow down there, which is usually a good thing, that means you won the round. I'm going to get me 2 or 3 drinks out of it, but then I'm right back to water. Yeah. And it's Dasani water. I am a Dasani water guy.
Man, he's good.
So
name dropper.
Yeah, and I used to think water was just water, but if you drink enough of it, you'll finally figure out, like, this is better than that one.
Especially here in Vegas, man, you do not get enough. I tell my kids that all the time. We come to the race, and by Monday morning they leave, and their lips are all cracked, and they wonder why. And I'm like, you got to drink more water.
You do. And me and Donna both will come to Vegas, not as bad this time of year, but like when we come back for the 2 races, we'll typically, because we're in the south, a lot of humidity, we'll get nosebleeds because you're so dry, so you can't drink enough water or chapstick, it's just.
Well, it's really when you pick your nose and it's dry, but we won't go there, Clay.
Well, you get some of those dusty boogers, when the wind's blowing out here.
Here we go, TMI again. All right, that's good to know, man. I appreciate that. And, I was kind of asking a few drivers. Christmas time came and went. Is there one gift that you're using a lot? And I hate asking the question because then you're throwing somebody under the bus that got you something and you may be using something else more. But is there something you've used a lot since then throughout Christmas and holidays until we got here?
Got to be completely honest. I think this will be, and I'm not going to get in trouble for saying I think, but I think this is my 34-year anniversary coming up in October, I think. Donna and I, years ago, quit getting each other any gifts. And we have now kind of pared that down to only the kids. And that's just being truthful. So I didn't get a Christmas present at all. But that's just how we do it. We definitely buy kids stuff, So
we do the same thing. We start spending on each other. Let's make a trip. Let's put it into a fund. So.
Exactly. So Johnny West. We certainly know Johnny West. Those of y'all that watching, if you don't know Johnny West, you should. Johnny, his thing for taking trips is change in his pocket. Like every night, you come home, typically you'll have change in his pockets. So he saves that change, and he'll end up having enough money from change to take some cool trip. That's a Johnny West thing. Why I remember that, I don't know, but it's a Johnny thing. I call him JFW, by the way, and y'all can figure that out on your own.
That's a whole other episode, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I call him. I see him, he's JFW.
Well, good. Good to know. All right, new colors, new car?
Same car, same trailers, but I do like the new colors. It was SSI decals. I met them through Dalton, through the motocross world, and they have done our vinyl for many, many years. And
I'm partial blue, so I love the blue.
I know. I was thinking that, and here we are, Parts Plus in Napa, but we don't race against each other. But the blue also has a little special meaning to me and Donna just because Dalton drove the Blue Thunder truck. Yep. So Parts Plus has final say-so on what this thing looks like, and
A lot of his toys were blue.
yeah, absolutely. So for us, it's kind of cool. It's still got Parts Plus colors in there, but at the same time, the blue's just special to us because of the Blue Thunder monster truck.
Well, good. Well, I know we got this new countdown system that's not new. It's new old, whatever they came up with. It's just fun to be back out here. I'm sure getting in the car. I can't yet till Pomona, but it's good to see you guys back out here, and it's going to be a fun season.
It really is. The new countdown thing, that's just weird to me. Just being honest, it's weird.
Listen, okay, I know you'll agree with me. So NASCAR's countdown, or their chase, and how it's been
playoffs now, I think.
It's been elimination rounds, and that's how our countdown started, right?
Yep.
And so I just was hoping NHRA would do something like maybe go to 12 and then go 2 or 3 races and then drop some people out until maybe we got to this Vegas race and there's 4 left, and then reset them, maybe something for the fans that way. But I'm bummed NHRA really had a chance to, and I don't want to get you in trouble here. I know NHRA, and probably Glenn's going to call me after this, but what would be your scenario for a countdown? If you had your choice, Glenn Cromwell said, Clay, what do you want to do for countdown next year?
I actually, the exact same thing you just said. I would love to do eliminations. Just as cars go, let's go into Pomona with 4 cars. Whichever of those 4 cars went the furthest, that's the champ.
Because our sport is all about eliminations, right?
Absolutely. There's no provisional starting spots. There's none of that thing. There's no guaranteed nothing like NASCAR has. But I think the hype that would go along with, there's 12 cars, there's 8 cars, now there's 4.
Yeah.
Whoever goes the furthest, they're the champ. I think that would be the way to
I love it.
I do too. I agree 100%. So before we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, Maverick and Goose above us here.
So I will never forget when I won Bristol and you won.
They're trying to ruin our good moment here.
Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full.
My wife cries really easy in TV shows. I have a feeling she's going to cry after what you're going to say.
Well,
Don't get too mushy on me.
No, I'm not. Back to that TMI thing we keep bringing up. But when I won that race, you came over. I was crying. I think I might have made you cry just a little. It was such a big day for me. But there was something you said that was really funny, and so I'm not trying to make your wife cry. But we get in the mellow yellow little car that they take you back down the racetrack in, which I'd never done before, And you looked to Alex Laughlin and you said, Alex, there is not a soul on the planet going to know that we won today.
Yeah. That's true. I did say that. Yeah. And I was okay with it. We were so okay with taking a back seat to that win. Bristol's been great to me. I've won it a lot, but that moment was cool. We always stick down there and wait for Top Fuel to run, funny car guys. So, yeah, when you came around the corner, man, I lost it because it was. I understand that moment, and I remember saying to you, bottle that up. Like, God, you won everything in IHRA before you came over here, so you know about winning championships and races. But that moment, man, that kids watching, anybody watching, bracket racers, this dream that you have to win an NHRA event is just. It seems so far out of reach before you do it, and I just remember that moment as. I just couldn't wait to just get off the stage and let you have your time. That was fun.
Well, you and Beckman both definitely stand out. Y'all had just had a race that was within thousands. And Beckman comes out on the racetrack. I couldn't even get the car off the racetrack. He comes out basically. He
jumped the wall.
He jumped the wall, and he just kept telling me, get your helmet off, get your helmet off. And I couldn't even steer the car off the track. And then me and you had a good moment by ourselves, And again, I don't want to start crying. And both of you guys were amazing. And, after having won so many times, it didn't. If I went to the racetrack, essentially I won. That's the way it felt in the IHRA days. 19 years, 250 some races. You would think. And
the day that it was, there were a lot of weird stuff that lined up that day.
So I told Bobby yesterday, and I learned this from John Medlin after we lost Dalton. In Hebrew, there is no such thing as a coincidence. There's no such thing in Hebrew as a coincidence. It was supposed to happen that day, that way, And Bobby said, well, what would be your biggest ever? I said, nothing will ever top that day. You and Jack and all the things that happened, it was super special, and nothing will ever top that. I'm not saying I don't want to win every race, but nothing will ever beat that. So many years to get that done, and I'll never forget you.
Thanks, man.